Don't chase dreams, hunt goals. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the official AEW Full Gear review. It is your king. Well, just your reviewer. DC Wrestling back in this shit. Um, Full Gear was a really good show. I thought, like I said, after what happened with AEW All Out, with this being the final AEW pay-per-view of the year, AEW had to finish the year off strong, and that is what they did. Almost every single match was pretty good. Well, really good. Um, if I had to name what was the match of the night, in my opinion, I think the AEW World Tag Team titles was the match of the night, in my opinion. But then again, all these matches are really good. And I think the least match probably had to be the AEW World title. But, it wasn't bad. So I'm not going to heavily criticize this event like a lot of people did with AEW All Out. But I don't want to waste any time. We got Kenny Omega defeating Hangman Page in what was a really good opener. I was actually surprised that this was the opener because I thought that they would go with, John Silver versus Orange Cassidy, but, they didn't. But either way, they started off the night well, they ended off the night well. So Kenny defeating Hangman Page in what was a back and forth, really good match. Like I said, Kenny picking up the win, which was obvious, and it needed to be done so that Kenny, could move on in the tournament and face the eventual winner of the night, Moxley. So, good match, and good call by having Kenny win. The next match we had Orange Cassidy versus John Silver. Orange Cassidy defeating John Silver, and this match was 9 minutes. It was pretty good. Honestly, I think they need to start showing John Silver more on Dynamite instead of Dark, because I don't really watch Dark. But that's not the point. The point is that John Silver is hella talented, and I didn't really notice that until tonight because he really is not shown on Dynamite. He's mostly shown on being the elite in Dark. So, but despite that, hella talented. Orange Cassidy, funny as hell, cool as hell. Pretty good match for the time that they had. And good call by having Orange picking up the win. Next, we had the TNT Championship on the line. We had Darby Allin versus Cody Rhodes. I could finally, after many years, we can all finally call him Cody Rhodes now. Unless you still want to call him Cody. But, like I said in the predictions or the preview, Cody Rhodes, it doesn't matter. It's still the same old wrestler. I don't know about the Prince of Wrestling because I don't know about that, but Cody is Cody. But I love the storytelling of this match, though. I thought the storytelling was really good. Having Darby being that underdog in this match. Seeing Darby come out all by himself and Cody with his group of boys. Just playing the story off well, and having Darby win this match was really good, and really good match, which is expected because these guys fought each other. They fought each other at Fyter Fest last year, had a great match. They fought each other on AEW's Homecoming back in January, had a great match, and they had a great match in the TNT tournament, and they had a great match here tonight. So every time they had a match against each other, they brought out the best of one another, and that's what you want to see out of two good superstars. So, yeah, man, appreciate it. And crazy thing, I thought Cody was going to turn heel, but he didn't. I was kind of wishing he would did, but that's okay. He could be helping Darby, helping him out with Team Taz, which now I guess Ricky Starks and Brian Cage are going to be fighting over the TNT Championship. Like, they were both grabbing at it, which is stupid because Brian Cage is like, dude, you already have the FTW World Championship. Don't you think Ricky should be challenging Darby Allin and facing Darby Allin for the TNT Championship? And you should be facing, like, Lance Archer for the FTW World Championship? I don't know. The next match we had Sheeta versus Nyla Rose for the AEW Women's World Championship. Pretty good women's match. You know, you got to give Nyla Rose credit. I find myself like seeing her having these cool matches when she's facing these smaller women, like Hikaru Shida, like Rio. If you guys don't remember, her and Rio had an amazing women's match for the AEW Women's World Championship back on the October 2nd, 2019 episode of Dynamite, which was really good. And yeah, it was really good. One thing I'm surprised didn't happen. Well, two things. Number one, I'm surprised Nyla didn't win. But I guess, you know, with Thunder Rosa, for those who didn't know, Thunder Rosa, you know, most likely is with AEW now. So clearly they're going to most likely do a sequel between Hikaru Shida and Thunder Rosa. Love Thunder Rosa, by the way. And, you know, a second thing I'm surprised Nyla didn't do, she didn't, you know, turn on Vicky, because, you know, Vicky was slapping the hell out of her and screaming in her face, and, you know, Nyla didn't attack her, basically. But then again, I would have turned Nyla babyface, and then Vicky, like, what else Vicky would have done in AEW, you know what I mean? So, I had to keep it going. Alright, so we had, in my opinion, the best match of the night, the best tag team match, the dream match, FTR versus the Young Bucks. Now, you know, Matt went into this match. Now, obviously, a lot of people were saying that this match was great, but it didn't live up to the hype, which is understandable because Matt came in this fight legitimately injured. You know what I mean? So you have got to get Matt Jackson credit, and you have to give him the respect. You may not love the Young Bucks, but you got to give him the respect, especially Matt, because that dude, knowing fully well he's injured, but he was like, you know what? This is a dream match that many fans have been wanting to see. We got to give them to him. We got to give the people what they want. FTR played amazing heels in this match, attacking the leg, a little bit of old and new school wrestling. So if you're an old school wrestling fan, you love the Young Bucks. If you're new school, you love this new style of the Young Bucks. It was a great tag team match for what it was. You know, with the injury, they really worked well with it, and they really did amazing with it. Yeah. Now that the dream matches happened, there's going to be people that's going to be arguing. Okay, now what was the best tag team match supposedly of all time? Was it FTR versus the Young Bucks, or Hangman Adam Page and Kenny Omega versus the Young Bucks? Now, in my personal opinion, I still think, even that this dream match happened, I still think that the Young Bucks versus Hangman Adam Page and Kenny Omega is one of the best tag team matches in AEW. And who knows, maybe all time, who knows? Because it was just there. And like I said, you know, this match could have been even amazinger if Matt wasn't injured. So who knows? Maybe once Matt gets better, fully healed, then they can really do a match and they can really go off the rails and potentially have a match that was even better than Hangman Adam Page and Kenny Omega versus the Young Bucks. Who knows? But great tag team match, and yeah, Young Bucks win the championship. Well, AEW tag team titles, both of them. So we had the Elite Deletion match between Matt Hardy, and Sammy Guevara. We saw the appearance of Gabriel, which was pretty cool to see, and we saw the appearance of the Hurricane, which was another cool appearance. So, you know, it's kind of wishing Hardy would make an appearance, but he wasn't. But honestly, I know some would say that this match was good. Oh, this matchup was entertaining, and it was, but wrestling-wise, it was mad, actually. And here's the sad thing. I feel like that these cinematic matches need to be put off hold for a little bit. I know it may sound crazy, but um, it's like, man, ever since the success that was the Boneyard match back at Mania between Styles and Taker, everyone's just been trying to, like, I wouldn't say outdo them, but like try to do a cinematic match, which is cool. I love cinematic matches, but it's to the point where I'm not really excited for a cinematic match now, which I should be. And not just the Boneyard match was good. I think my two favorites was the Boneyard match and the Stadium Stampede match. Those were both amazing cinematic matches. But, you know, AEW, well, AEW, WWE with, you know, I know some people that didn't really like the cinematic match with Braun Strowman and, you know, Bray Wyatt at the horror show at Extreme Rules, or the Money in the Bank match with the men and the women. So, you know, cinematic matches, they need to take a little break, you know, and I understand it's good, but, you know, when it's done right, you know, cinematic matches can be great. They can be used good. But Matt Hardy gets the win. Obviously, even though a lot of people did say Sam should have won, but Matt winning in the end. So the next match was MJF versus Chris Jericho. I don't know about you guys, man, but seeing this match, I kind of Jericho looked more as a babyface in this match more than a heel. And it's weird because I think Jericho still is a heel, or he's a tweener. Who knows? A tweener. He could be a tweener. So, tweener, babyface, you know, he had the little babyface or the little tweener mentality tonight, seen from Jericho. MJF still being the heel. One thing that cracked me up, MJF during his entranceway, he was mocking Jericho with the break the walls down entrance and just, you know, making his own. That was legit funny, and it was just so fucking cool. MJF did that. But, you know, him and Jericho, they put on a really good, decent match. And MJF winning by the roll up, and MJF and Wardlow joins the Inner Circle. No Inner Circle turning on Jericho, which is understood because half of the Inner Circle is at the Hardy compound in NC, North Carolina. So Jake Hager was really the only guy there to support Jericho. So they couldn't really do the full turn there. And even if they were, they probably still wouldn't do the turn because they want to do that, once again, that slow build. And then our main event, Jon Moxley versus Eddie Kingston in an I Quit match for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. Can I just say this? Because I want to say this before I get into the match. So I was on Twitter and I was seeing how, you know, people were saying that Eddie Kingston's gear was, you know, it was a tribute, you know, it was a tribute to stuff, you know. But, and it's cool how you pay tribute, but there's got to be a time where you have to dress appropriately. And, you know, Eddie Kingston is a guy that you're supposed to take serious. You feel the intensity. But tonight, when he came out in that gear, it just like, I wouldn't say it. He didn't still seem like a threat. He still seemed like someone who could whoop your ass. But it's just a little bit of that intensity away, just a little bit of that threat away from him. I think what Eddie Kingston, it's just weird. He talks tough and stuff, and then he comes out and you see him with the gut, with the gut, which is understandable. I mean, look at Kevin Owens, but dude, look, pull a Kevin Owens. You know, Kevin Owens wrestles in a t-shirt and and some pants and shorts, and I take him seriously. I mean, that's not a knockoff on Eddie Kingston. I don't want to sound like I'm calling Eddie Kingston fat, you know, because I love all people. But what I'm just trying to say is, man, at the end of the day, man, I gotta take you seriously, man. And how am I supposed to take you seriously You sounding like a tough guy, you acting like a tough guy, and then when I see you in a match, you're wearing a goofy costume and I'm supposed to take you seriously. You can't wear a goofy costume and expect me to take you seriously. That's not how this shit works. So, so yeah, that's just. I know it may sound like a nitpick, but that was just a little minor complaint that I have with Eddie Kingston. I love the dude to death. The dude is amazing, but God, man, just pull a Kevin Owens, dude. Next time, just pull Kevin Owens. Put the T-shirt on, you know. Just pull Kevin Owens, you know. Yeah. All right, but this match was pretty good. Wasn't hardcore like it was last year at Full Gear with the Lights Out match. And I'm fine with that. I mean, we did see some intensity in this match. We did see some blood, which I expected, but could have been a little bit mean muggier. But that's okay. You know, we got what we got. Moxley winning, obviously. Um, Everyone's probably thinking, well, what's next for Eddie Kingston? I say give him Pac or Pac. You know, Pac is coming back, and you know Pac's gonna be like, "Oh, what the hell are you doing, Eddie Kingston? You know this is my group, right?" And then a little cohesion, so Eddie Kingston can, you know, feud with Pac there, and they can feud on who should take leader. As a matter of fact, I could see Eddie Kingston fight Pac actually at Revolution, in my personal opinion. I think that could see already set up a match for Revolution. Because it's obvious that they're gonna do Omega versus Moxley at Revolution. So that's what they're gonna do. All right, y'all. So Full Gear, good pay-per-view. Really good pay-per-view, man. I heard Power Struggle was actually good. Jay White beat Kota Ibushi, which pissed a lot of people off. So that means Jay White's doing his job right. But you know, yeah, but good pay-per-view, good show, good way to close out. Great lineup for Dynamite. We got Rey Fenix versus Pentagon. Number 2, the sequel that we thought we never needed, but we need in these trying times. You got the tag team match between the Butcher and the Blade, and the Natural Nightmares. What else is happening on the show? The women's match. Taya Conte versus that other woman. I forgot what her name was, but she's with Brandy. Oh, no Sting tonight, which thank God, because does Sting really need AEW? But it's weird because if you saw my intro for my AEW predictions, Miro was like, well, the tagline was like, who's gonna be the biggest star? You know, who's gonna be the next star to show up? And no one showed up except the Hurricane, Gabriel. We'll count those. Rebby Hardy. That's a big surprise date. Well, we already seen her on TV. But Hurricane, that's a big appearance. All right, y'all. I'll probably make a video. Well, it is Sunday, so I can't really say I'm gonna make another video. But yeah, I'll see y'all later. Peace.